Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, YouTubers of all ages, it's your boy Ches the Hitman Styles, and today I'm going to talk about what went down last night on Monday Night Raw. Now, once again, guys, let me throw this out y'all once again. I do apologize for this late video results of Monday Night Raw. I had to be to work super early because, my ride was going to pick me up at about 12:50. So when I went to bed at 11 o'clock, well, after Monday Night Raw went off the air, I only had about an hour and 50 minutes of sleep. But anyway, guys, let's talk about what went down on Monday Night Raw last night. Okay, the first match is another qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. We have the big dog, Roman Reigns, going up against the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. That match was physical, and it was counter after counter. And there were times where I thought, you know what? Hey, I don't know who's gonna win. I mean, normally my money would be on Roman Reigns, but hey, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns competed in an equal level. And Bray Wyatt even did Sister Abigail to Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns kicked out, and that made Bray Wyatt start laughing. He's like, okay, you got me. So he ended up pummeling Roman Reigns in the back of his head, picks him up, tries to go for Sister Abigail again, and Roman Reigns like, oh no, you got me once, man, shame on you. If I let you get me twice, then shame on me. So he ended up giving him the spear, which led to the 1, 2, 3. So therefore, Roman Reigns now qualifies to be in an Elimination Chamber match. And then while Roman Reigns was celebrating, and while Bray Wyatt was collecting himself, Bray Wyatt forgot one little thing. He forgot one little thing. You know what he forgot? He forgot that he cost Matt Hardy an opportunity to go into the Elimination Chamber. So Matt Hardy, making his woken presence felt, he gave Bray Wyatt a twist of fate, which says, hey, payback is a you-know-what. Anyway, moving on to the next match. You have supposed to be Finn Balor, accompanied by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, set to go one-on-one against Dash Wilder, accompanied by Scott Dawson. But as the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder clearly state that they are tag team specialists, and they said, hey Finn, why don't you get one of your Battle Club homeboys to tag team with you in the match? So he selected Carl Anderson, and I must say, he made a very good choice because during the match, Carl Anderson, he did great. He did great. I kind of expected that Finn Balor would pick Luke Gallows, but hey, Carl Anderson, he proved that he could be just as ruthless and aggressive as Luke Gallows. So what happened in the end was Scott Dawson, he ended up getting the coup de grace by Balor Club's Finn Balor, which led to the 1, 2, 3. So next week, the Revival, I think they got some pretty good rivals in Balor Club. I mean, it would be cool that third man, but anyway. But hey, that's the rivalry going on. But anyway, moving on to the next match, which is a tag team cruiserweight match. It was Cedric Alexander teaming up with what's his name again? Muhammad. Well, hold on a second, guys. Give me one second. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I gotta go ahead and watch the tape over again. But yeah, it was Mustafa Ali teaming up with Cedric Alexander versus the team of Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Yeah, Drew Gulak trying to be still all polite and all that, trying to be the gentleman that he is. And sitting in the guest commentator is none other than Rockstar Spud, or aka Drake Maverick, which I have to say he was very pleased and very humbled to be part of the greatest and longest reigning episodic television show in history, Monday Night Raw. So congrats on Rockstar Spud being part of Monday Night Raw. And I overheard Rockstar Spud, or should I say Drake, talking about the debut of Roderick Strong. Now, Roderick Strong and making his debut in 205 Live. Now, that gives me a reason to watch 205 Live now. Especially tonight. He's going to go one-on-one against Hideo Itami. I can't wait to see that, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to check that out tomorrow after work. So anyway, guys, moving on to the tag team match. It was Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Yeah, that match was pretty okay. But I knew that the team of Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander would win, which I was right, especially when Cedric Alexander hit that lumbar check on Drew Gulak, which led to the 1-2-3. Now, guys, I would really like to see, now since Roderick Strong is making his 205 Live debut, and since he does have some cruiserweight skills, I would love to see him go up against Cedric Alexander. Even though both of them are good guys, I would love to see both of them going at one-on-one, because hey, both the finishing maneuvers and a double knee finishing maneuver up to the spine. I want to see which one will land the finishing maneuver faster, either the lumbar check or the end of heartache, which is Roderick Strong's bad breaker finishing maneuver. That release suplex, and he turns into a bad breaker of his own. I would love to see those two clash. And then going backstage, you have Sasha Banks for the 20th time looking at how she lost against Asuka, and then Asuka's opponent. And later on in the match, Bayley comes out and said, "You're watching that match for the 20th time." And Sasha Banks pretty much was talking to Bayley how she knows how to defeat Asuka now. And Bayley said, "Well, I'm facing Asuka tonight, so do you have any tips you want to give to me?" And she said, "No offense, but I think I'm going to keep my tricks to myself." And Bayley said, "Okay, well, little offense taken, but and then those two had a decent conversation. They had a decent conversation, and Sasha Banks said once she wins the Raw Women's Championship at the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber, she's gonna talk about saying she's gonna go on to defeat Asuka, and then that's when Bayley said this. "Well, I know I can beat you, and if you're good enough to beat Asuka, then so can I." When she said that to Sasha Banks did not give that much of a smiley face over to Bayley. So that right there kind of tells you right there that sooner or later, Sasha Banks, I don't know what she's gonna do, but she's going to do something to Bayley that's gonna make Sasha Banks go back to being a heel, like how she was back over on NXT. So don't know what's gonna happen, but oh well. That's later on to come in the near future. And then speaking of the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber, Kurt Angle comes out and announced that the participants who will be in the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match would be Bayley, Amy Rose, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, and the boss, Sasha Banks. And then Alexa Bliss comes in and makes a very similar good point, but then again, I understand where both of them are coming from. She wants to go ahead and point out that why does Brock Lesnar not defend his championship inside Elimination Chamber, and I do? Is it all because that I'm a woman? Do you favor Brock Lesnar over me, if you ask me, that's kind of sexist. And Kurt Angle's like, first of all, the last time you defended your Raw Women's Championship was at TLC. Brock Lesnar successfully defended his championship at the Royal Rumble. I'm trying to give the audience a good show. So Alexa Bliss did not take too kindly to that, but in my eyes, it is kind of sort of unfair. I would say put Nia Jax in. You know what? No. If I were Kurt Angle, I would do this. This is me. Okay? I would take Alexa Bliss out, put Nia Jax in her spot, and the winner of the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match would go on to WrestleMania to face Alexa Bliss and Asuka in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. But Kurt Angle did not want to leave Nia Jax out on the action, so at Elimination Chamber it will be in a rematch between Asuka and Nia Jax. And if, and only if Nia Jax defeats, and I repeat this, guys, defeats the undefeated Asuka, then she gets added to the match at WrestleMania, and it will be a triple threat match. So, that's very interesting, and I can't wait to see that. But moving on, guys, moving on. We gotta move on. What's down Monday Night Raw? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. We have Asuka going up against Bayley. I have to say this: Bayley, she did a pretty good job. I mean, she had a response, she had counter after counter, and she came at Asuka hard. She came at her aggressively. But if you guys ask me, which match was better between, would it be Asuka versus Sasha Banks last week, or was it Asuka versus Bayley this week? I would have to say that my hat goes off to Asuka versus Sasha Banks last week, because that match was a little bit more better than the match between Asuka and Bayley. But Bayley did something similar. She did something similar that Finn Balor did a while back. Now, you guys, I'm gonna want to clock back over on NXT Takeover. You guys remember when Finn Balor defended his NXT Championship against Samoa Joe, and when Samoa Joe locked in that Coquina clutch, Finn Balor did a very smart pinfall maneuver, which led to the 1-2-3. I think Bayley got that pinfall maneuver from Finn Balor because she did the exact same thing to Asuka when Asuka locked in that Asuka lock, but Asuka kicked out and she snatched Bayley's arm and locked in that like a cross arm breaker. Bayley tried to get out, but Asuka cinched it in pretty deep, and that led to Bayley tapping out for the 1-2-3. I'm sorry, guys. Which led for the tap out. I'm sorry, guys. It led to her tapping out, and then in the end, Asuka extended her hand out to Bayley, which she shook her hand, saying, "Hey, good match." Now, next week, I wonder if Sasha Banks is gonna be like, "Hey, during my match with Asuka, I never got a handshake, but you did." But hey, who knows? Hey, we don't know. But if you ask me, I think Sasha Banks has enough tools she needs to become a heel. Now, let's go on to the Raw Tag Team title rematch. And let's talk about Jason Jordan for a minute, about how I feel. Now, earlier in the match, right, Seth Rollins asked Jason Jordan, "Are you ready for this match? Because this is our last opportunity." Jason Jordan made it perfectly clear that he is 100% ready to go, and he will not fail him. Now, before their match, before Seth Rollins was on his way after the crowd, which, by the way, we was in Seth Rollins' hometown, Well, you saw Jason Jordan rubbing his neck. You see the official. You see Kurt Angle, and Seth's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And Kurt said, "Go ahead, tell me what you told me." And that's when Jason Jordan was like, "Hey Seth, hey, I'm sorry, man, but I can't compete tonight because I've been doing a few warm ups, been doing some neck cringe exercise, and something felt wrong, so I can't compete tonight." And Kurt Angle was saying, if you can't find a partner, if I were you, I'll just go ahead and forfeit. But someone stepped up. Someone who, in my eyes, I say would be a very suitable replacement. I thought it was Dean Ambrose, but nah, the big dog who just defeated Bray Wyatt earlier in his match. He came over to Seth Rollins like, mm-hmm. And even that made Jason Jordan have a smile on his face, and Kurt Angle too. So during the match, it was the Bar defending their tag team championships against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Now that match, in my eyes, guys, I say Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, I say they would have won that match, hands down. But Jason Jordan, he just had to come out. He just freaking just had to come out, being Seth Rollins, being a cheerleader for Seth Rollins, waking him up, throwing him in the ring. Say, "Come on, man, come on, it's for a tag team championship." So, but Jason Jordan did one good thing right. After Cesaro Cesaro hit Seth Rollins with a thumb in the eye, Jason Jordan trips up Cesaro, like, okay, you know, you want to go ahead and cheat, I'll cheat too. So I'll give Jason Jordan 1 point for that. And then during the match, during the end, right where Roman Reigns was about to spear Sheamus, Cesaro pulled Sheamus out the way. They grabbed the tag team title belts. They were trying to leave. Jason Jordan's like, whoa, where you guys going? Where you guys going? Get back in the ring. Get back in the ring. So, I think Cesaro, I think he knew what he was doing when he was trying to strike Jason Jordan because he knew that Jason Jordan would retaliate. So Cesaro tried to hit Jason Jordan, but Jason Jordan countered and he defended himself. Unfortunately, that led to a disqualification, and the Bar retained their tag team titles. And that hit Jason Jordan upside the head. Be like, "Oh man, you know, I realized what I just did. Oh, I messed up big time." That pissed Seth Rollins off to the point during backstage, saying, it's always about you, you selfish son of a bitch. And Kurt Angle reminded Seth Rollins that he's hurt. And Seth's like, I'm only sorry that nigga that hurt myself. And y'all can tell that Seth Rollins, he was getting ready to beat the brakes off of Jason Jordan. And as Seth Rollins walked away, Kurt Angle said, you need to go home. You need to stay home until you're medically clear. And Jason Jordan will go ahead and point his finger at Seth Rollins, saying he can't talk, he can't talk to me like that. And Kurt's like, "Damn it, go home, okay? Just go, okay? Go." I mean, seriously, Jason, you cost Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns the match. So, yeah, Seth Rollins has a right to talk to you like that, my friend. Dude. And, dude, you shouldn't have came out in the first place. If you wasn't medically clear to compete, you should have kept your ass in the backstage in the first damn place, man. Seriously. But yeah, I think that motivation right there is going to give Jason Jordan the tools he needs to become a heel himself. So, I can't wait to see what Jason Jordan is going to have to say next week. But oh yeah, moving right along, it's we have another qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. We have the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, going up against Titus Brand's Worldwide Apollo Crews. And Apollo Crews did good. He did good. He did. But in the end, matter of fact, he even countered one of the Miz's Skull Crusher finales the first time. But then Miz picked him up and landed Apollo Crews between the ropes, and that led to the Miz going behind him, dropping him with a Skull Crusher finale, which led to the 1, 2, 3. So Miz qualifies. And with that being said, guys, we only have one more spot in the open, and that spot will be determined next week. All four competitors who lost their matches: Finn Balor, Matt Hardy, Apollo Crews, and Bray Wyatt. All four men will compete in a fatal four-way match to determine the final spot. And guys, I want Finn Balor to win, because if he does win, I hope he goes to the Elimination Chamber, and I hope he brings out the freaking demon. Because you're going in there with The Miz, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Elias, and more importantly, the monster among men himself, Braun Strowman. So yeah, Battle Club Balor, if he wins, I hope he goes into the Elimination Chamber as the demon, because he needs to be at his A game. But anyway, guys, let's move on to what happened next. Then we have Nia Jax going up against some kind of rookie female competitor, knocked off about 3 minutes, and made a promo saying, when I get done with Asuka, when I get done making her face, she's going to have to wear that mask permanently, and she will go from being the Empress of Tomorrow to the Empress of Yesterday. A pretty strong comment right there. Then we have Mickie James going up against Absolution Sonya Deville. Now that match, that was a hard-hitting match between Mickie James and Sonya Deville. Lasted about 7 minutes. Now that was a hard-hitting, brutal match. And you know what? I'm so glad both those women gave us some hard-hitting shots, because those two will compete in the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. Now you have to be hard-hitting and pretty aggressive in the freaking chamber. So yeah, Mickie James and Sonya Deville, they did a good performance, but in the end, Mickie James did a roll up, which led to the 1-2-3, and then that's when Amy Rose and Sonya Deville would jump in Mickie James, and then out of the blue, you have Alexa Bliss coming in and pulling Mickie James out of harm's way. I'm like, wait, Alexa Bliss having out Mickie James? I'm like, why is she doing that? And that got my head scratching just like this. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is all probably another plan of Alexa Bliss. Probably. Who knows? But anyway, moving on to the final main event. It was a triple threat match between Elias, Cena, and Strowman. And the winner of that match will determine who would come in the chamber last. Now, the match started out when the bell rung. Elias is like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and set this one and let you guys go at it. And of course, Braun Strowman dominated the match. Of course, he dominated both competitors until Elias and John Cena. They decide, hey, this guy's bigger than us. He's stronger than us. So you know what? Let's go ahead and work together as a team, because they did. And when John Cena tried to get Braun Strowman up for the AA, yeah, he kind of fell overboard. And then that's when Elias and John Cena capitalized. They double teamed Strowman, clotheslined him outside the ring, threw Strowman's head in the turnbuckle 3 times, even threw him towards the steel steps. Cena picked up the steel steps, whopped Strowman upside the shoulder of the steel steps. Elias takes his guitar, whops Braun Strowman in the back of the head of the guitar. Cena placing the same steel steps in position, and for the second time actually picks up Strowman, delivers an attitude adjustment on the steel steps. And that's when Elias saying, okay, you know what, hey, we took out the monster, time to turn on John Cena. He attacks John Cena from behind, throws him in the ring, and tries to pin him, but Cena kicks out. So the next 5 minutes of the match, it was Cena and Elias. And right when Cena was about to go for his patented 5-knuckle shuffle, Strowman comes out of nowhere, power slams John Cena, tries to power slam Elias. Elias counters it. He tossed Braun Strowman through the ropes, and and decided to capitalize on Strowman's power slam, and Elias shockingly got the 1-2-3, which means he will enter the chamber last. That made Strowman mad. He got back up quick as a cat. He came back in the ring. He power slammed Elias so many times. He power slammed Elias. And then he power slammed John Cena. And the crowd was chanting, "One more time, one more time." And as Braun Strowman was about to leave the ring, you hear the crowd chanting, "Boo!" That's when Strowman smiled and said, "You know what? Nah, let me get back in the ring, do some more power slams." So he gave Cena and Elias 2 more power slams each. And I think Braun Strowman, I think he's actually liking the WWE Universe, and I guess that's why the whole WWE Universe likes Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman loves to bring chaos and destruction, and he'll pretty much do whatever the WWE Universe tells him to do, like say one more time, like a power slam or a power bomb, etc., etc. But yeah, guys, on Monday Night Raw tonight, I'm gonna have to give that. I would have to give that a B plus. I mean, that's my opinion. But anyway, guys, tonight's SmackDown Live, and also tonight is also 205 Live, and the mixed match challenge between Goldust and Amy Rose versus Jimmy Uso and Naomi. And unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the Mixed Match Challenge or 205 Live tonight. So that means I'm going to miss out on Roderick Strong's debut. But I will catch it tomorrow, and I will talk about how he did against Hideo Itami along with the SmackDown results. So that being said, guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And you can find me on social media. You can find me on Twitter as Hitman Styles 1, even though I'm not the Phenomenal 1. That title belongs to the phenomenal AJ Styles. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook as Ches the Hitman Styles. Also, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to one of my subscribers. I want to give my shout out to Elijah, who was feeling kind of sick, but I've been told that he's feeling better. So Elijah, I'm glad you're feeling okay, my man. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jiraj, Jay Rollins, Jimmy, Team Guru, Angel McCauley, and I want to give a too sweet to all my other 35 subscribers. Bam, we hit 35, so that means we are 5 more subscribers away from hitting 40. 5 more away, and for the rest, and you know what? I'm gonna talk about what went down on SmackDown tomorrow. Not to mention, I'm gonna talk about what went down on NXT tomorrow as well. So I'll be doing 2 videos for the price of 1 tomorrow, and also on Thursday. Oh, speaking of Thursday, guys, you know what, guys? For those of y'all who missed out on Impact Wrestling, yo, I got some shocking news to tell y'all. Austin Aries is back on Impact Wrestling. He came out and got into Eli Drake's face, right? And he said, "I'll face you anytime, any place." And right where Eli Drake was leaving the ring, Chris Adonis, or should I say Chris Masters, he hit Austin Aries in the back of the head with the title belt, and then that's when Eli Drake came in and said, on second thought, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm ready right now, let's get a referee in here. Referee came in, tried to count 1, 2, but then Austin Aries kicks out. Yeah, he kicks out. He knocks out Chris Adonis with a spinning elbow. He drops Eli Drake with a brainbuster, and now we have a new Impact Wrestling Global Force Champion in Austin Aries. So Austin Aries, congrats to you, my friend. Congrats to you to coming back to Impact Wrestling and winning a championship, no less. So that being said, guys, thanks for watching this video. Tonight's SmackDown Live. Tune in tonight. I know I will. It's your boy Ches, the Hitman Styles. Give y'all 2 sweet. Bam. Peace. I'm out.